Hello everyone, so we're a group of current sixth form students at the school. I'm Neve and also Laura, Paul, Ruby and Tilly joining us today, and we're just going to share our experiences of life at sixth form to give you a bit of a better idea of what it's like from a student's perspective. So I would say life at school changes quite a lot between GCSEs and sixth form, as not only is it that step up academically, there's a lot of focus given to independent learning and time management and self-assessment. So while there is that added level of expectation, these are all the skills that you develop yourself throughout the year as you start learning what works for you and how is best to use your time. But please do not let this put you off or scare you, because everyone has their struggles. But these are so easily overcome as there's so many different parts of call. Not only is the group of students that are around you, which you'll learn are really valuable sources, there are also teachers such as Mrs. Pitt and Miss Uren who are always there and willing to help. What I found throughout my first year is that using my free periods really effectively helps to keep on top of workload and manage stresses, whilst also being able to enjoy life at sixth form and the freedom it has to offer.
In sixth form, you will also have frees for the first time. These allow you to be more independent in your learning, because you can choose how to spend your frees, for example on what subject. Moreover, you can choose where to spend your frees, and there are many popular places at Skipton Girls to do this, for example West Bank, Cafe Quad, unused classrooms or the library. The teaching style and the relationship with teachers is also more like a university. This means that you have more control. But you must make sure that you find a balance between all your subjects. But all this is great preparation for your future.
Coming into sixth form, you're treated much more like an adult, which of course comes with a new level of freedom, but also newfound responsibilities, especially concerning your school studies. Although this new level of freedom may at first be a little bit overwhelming, it's something you learn to get used to and actually allows you to explore and engage with your subjects much more, and school ends up becoming much more enjoyable. There's also a lot more available to sixth formers outside of lessons, especially because of Extra, which takes place on Wednesday afternoons, in which you do work experience and volunteering. Some opportunities last year include work experience at SBS, principal healthcare, veterinary practices, and even work experience at local care homes, along with the opportunity to participate in sports.
So also in the sixth form, you get the opportunity to participate in the mentoring scheme, which I think is a great thing. So how it works is on a one-to-one basis, once a week in tutor time, you get to mentor a GCSE student academically. It's been really positive for me because I've got to know my mentee and help them as much as possible. It's also been really nice just to kind of take my place as kind of a role model, mature student in the school, which has been nice. And also, it's also helped me kind of consolidate my own studies by teaching the basics that I learnt at GCSE to keep those in mind. Another thing, a great thing about the school for me has been the passion of the teachers. I know it sounds really cheesy, but I actually look forward to every lesson because since GCSE I've realised how committed and supportive the teachers really are. You get a much closer relationship and it's just really nice to learn, have fun and know people are there for you.
In terms of lessons, you will have more lessons per subject with smaller classes. So in Year 12, on average, there are 17 in a class compared to the amount that you had in Year 11. And you will study the subjects that you love in more depth. The school has helped me with my study skills to get organised with my workload, and these skills will be beneficial for university and later in life. The best advice I can give you is to make sure you understand what has been taught in the lesson and learn to ask for help as soon as any worries crop up. Catch-up sessions are extremely helpful. Make sure you know when these are. You also develop a much closer relationship with the teachers in sixth form, making it easier to go to them with any questions. But don't worry about making the wrong choice of subjects. There is plenty of time between now and September. And there is flexibility. It's not like you've made your final decision at this stage.
There are also a variety of school trips and amazing opportunities that take place throughout the school year, both being subjects-wise and extracurricular. For example, biology and geography are field trips all over the place. Language students have their language exchanges, art students have artist workshops, and in the past have gone to Venice. So these are really, really good opportunities which just only help your learning that you've done inside the classroom. There's also been amazing once-in-a-lifetime opportunities run by the school to go and volunteer and do charity work in less economically developed countries. In the past, these have gone to Morocco and Tanzania, and unfortunately the India trip, which couldn't go ahead this year. But if you have these opportunities given to you, absolutely take them and just throw yourself into them, because you never know what you might get from it. Also, so many of these opportunities, you may never have had them before or will never have them again. So it really is worth even putting yourself outside of your comfort zone and just be willing to make the most.
Westbank is an important part of sixth form life. It offers us a private place away from the other students, and it's where many of us choose to socialise, study and eat. Year 12s and Year 13 share this space, which means that you have the opportunity to make friends with the other year group. But most importantly, the younger students can listen to advice from the older students. I personally say that the environment at Skipton is really caring and friendly. We all feel that we can talk to each other, but also this friendly community is fueled by the sixth form team. For example, in the past they've run coffee and cake mornings for students who have been hardworking. But you're also encouraged to take an active role in school life, and there's many ways to do this at Skipton. One way would be to become a member of the student executive. This is like a student council, so it's where members of every year group come together and they can have an input on school decisions, for example on the school catering team. They also take part in many other activities, for example fundraising, raising the sense of school community and conducting interviews, for example for the role of head teacher and assistant head teacher. As a sixth former, you also could apply for the role in the head girl team, prefect and house captain team, or you could also join a club. There's many clubs at Skipton, but you're also encouraged to set up your own club, so if there's something you're personally interested in, you could consider doing that.
In sixth form, you have a newfound freedom and independence, which is a major thing as it allows you to go out during lunch times. Some popular destinations include Morrison's, Walker's, Costa and many more. Sixth form is also a very exciting time as there's many changes that take place. Some of you will be learning how to drive, which makes lunchtimes even more exciting with trips to McDonald's and Billy Bob's.
The sixth form centre at Westbank is probably where you'll spend a lot of your time. We have our own supply of food, so it ranges from croissants, hash browns, fish and chips, and there's also vegetarian and vegan options available too.
One thing exclusive to Year 12 and 13 that you might have heard about are the kooky sixth form parties we organise with Ermysteds that take place at the end of every half term throughout the year. As well as being a good chance to unwind from the hard work of sixth form, the profits go towards the Year 13 prom, another fun social event to look forward to. The parties are a chance to mix and meet people from both schools and are a good night out with friends. So there is a lot of positive change. You'll find that you quickly adapt and that sixth form gives you the independence and freedom that makes school more interesting and more enjoyable. Thanks very much for listening to us today.